Peter Franklin is the Gabby Cabby in New York City. Good morning, Peter Franklin.
Good morning from the Southland.
My daughter's going to be celebrating a birthday. You know what she wants?
What?
For her birthday, she wants a weekend in New York.
How old is she?
Listen, she wants to go with us. She's not going on
Yeah,
her
but
own.
I mean, even
15,
besides that,
she will be 15. So she's a huge New York City. Can you believe that? It's scary.
No, you don't bring children to New York.
Do not. Don't
She'll
do
never
it.
go back.
She won't want back. You're right.
I tell that to everybody, especially teenage girls. Oh, my goodness.
We are coming to New York, Peter, to steal some turtles.
Oh, you are? Well, they've been stolen already. You know, if there's something going to happen, it's going to happen in New York City. Which, remember, it's also your city. Just because you people are up there in the wilderness doesn't mean it's not your city. They caught somebody who was stealing turtles from the parks. And in some of the parks have turtles, and some of the parks have fish. I guess they're fishing the fish, but they're stealing the turtles.
Yeah.
So they got caught, and there's a picture on my website of a whole bag of turtles that the cops reclaimed.
Now,
I guess the turtle cop official did that.
Oh, do you think they were stealing them to sell, or do you think they were stealing them to consume?
Soup. Turtle soup.
Turtle soup. Yeah.
Wait a minute. He just went, Did he ever have turtle soup in his life?
I have.
FedEx and UPS, these services, of course, that deliver our packages. One thing that you'll find in New York is they end up accumulating a lot of parking tickets.
Yeah, it's the most asked question I get from people who come into the city because they see the FedEx, the Verizon, getting tickets after tickets after tickets, and you're figuring, well, how in the world can UPS and all these companies stay in business? Well, they don't pay them. That's how they stay in business. It's like a charade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that the cops walk around giving out the tickets. I think even the cops think they pay them. I mean, and if they do, they get some huge discount. But, you know, when you see the cop walking over to the UPS truck and giving the ticket, and boy, you'll see it, it's not happening. However, to your nice listeners, I would suggest don't try it.
Hey, I want to ask you that I saw a story at an elementary school in Queens where federal immigration agents came in and were trying to take out a 4-year-old out of the school.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, wait a minute. Before you get too excited about it, it's the classic example of fake news. Okay? When the story first broke, the indication was that these thugs from ICE barged into the school and were trying to grab a 4-year-old, okay? Which you can't do in New York City schools because the federal immigration people want to go into one of our schools because we're a sanctuary city. They need a warrant and the whole thing. Anyway, as the story progressed during the day, and it hasn't really been corrected except in a few media places.
And here
it wasn't an ICE agent. It was a clerical administrative person who went there because the kid's family were filing for a grant, and the grant had to prove that the kid was in school. So this administrative person went over to the school to see if the kid was really there. Had nothing to do with incarcerating her or anything at all.
But is it true that
as I say, some of the papers have kind of embellished on it a little bit too much.
Is it true though that the school would not let the agent in or the administrative person in?
Yeah, but I mean that's a regulation in a sanctuary city.
Yeah,
that we give no cooperation. That's the same thing if they capture somebody in New York City, the New York City Police Department I'm talking about, who's the most wanted criminal on the face of the earth. He'll be charged with whatever he did in New York City, and we won't even tell ICE about him.
How do you feel about that, Pete? Because you're because that doesn't seem to make any sense at all.
I don't know. I came from a generation where my grandma and my grandpa came into the United States in an orderly fashion.
Right.
What's the big deal? Get online, fill out a form.
Unless you're trying to sneak in because of what?
Well, I mean, it's a great place to live. I mean, if I didn't live here, I'd want to sneak in here. But it's just not fair. I mean, I know I'm being kind of simplistic here, but, I mean, I don't know what the big deal is. This is going on for years and years and years. You don't come into the United States unless you do it the right way, and I don't think anybody objects to that.
This worldwide cyber, well...
There are many who object.
We have a guy, we're trying to get him in studio. He's really objecting. This big cyber attack, worldwide cyber attack, there's all this talk about how it hit Europe but not the United States, and then I saw a map last night that showed little marks, little dots, red dots everywhere that it hit, and there were a lot of places in the United States, including New York City, Has it affected New York at all?
Not that you would know of. I mean, I'm sure behind the scenes something must have happened. But as far as everyday work and living in this, you don't know. I mean, there's no question about it, but Putin did it.
It was Putin. Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, those piano keys he was playing were actually some sort of a code that was set up.
I used to curse at drivers who would cut me off. Now I yell Putin.
Putin. Putin.
Right.
Peter, if speaking of your driving, if people were coming to the city this summer, and they are looking to have a tour, you give the most amazing tour in the world. Can you just give a brief, 30, 45-second description of what your tour consists of?
Well, thanks for the ad. What I do is I concentrate on neighborhoods. Anybody can show you the Statue of Liberty. Anybody can show you the World Trade Center. I go to the different neighborhoods, and we have 176 neighborhoods, so the tour takes about 3 months. No, not actually. I pick out some of those neighborhoods and show the neighborhoods, and I'm speaking so quickly here. That's you pick out the neighborhood that you like, and I go there.
Go ahead and ask me what my favorite Jewish deli is in New York City.
Yeah, you're going to come up with the wrong answer, but go ahead. What is it?
Fine and Shapiro.
Oh, okay. You came up with the right answer, and that means I must have taken you there.
You did. And I got to tell you, that must have been how many years ago? 10 years ago?
A long time ago, and you paid. I always say
15 years ago?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me just point out to you that this guy said he wanted a tour, and he said he'd pay for it. You know, radio people don't generally do that.
Yeah, they want to. I'll plug you if you give me a free tour.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
exactly. But no, the reason I'm making a point out of that restaurant, which is not owned by my brother-in-law, it's in a Jewish neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a certain type of food, you go to the neighborhood. You don't go to Times Square, which is nice, but that's like Disney World.
It might have been 20 years ago, 15 years ago. You took me there, and we've been going there ever since. Every time we go to New York City, that's where we go and get a little
well, they probably think
bagel
you're Jewish.
and a schmear.
Right.
Well, I try. Try to look that way. And when I'm in an Italian place, I try to look Italian. I'm not successful in the Chinese restaurants, but I try anyway, Peter.
Yes.
It's Gabby.com, Peter. Enjoy your...
I love this man.
Enjoy your day, Peter. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. And again, I'm telling you, the tour is going to take you... You could do a half day or a full day. And he will take you to these places that... like real neighborhood places. It's we should do it sometime. Maybe he'll do it for free. Maybe he'll do it for plugs. We'll plug and he'll take us. No?